Goddamn the pushing man. Dun, 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 doo, 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 doo. You know I've smoked a lot of grass. Goddamn the pushing man. School bus? It's the second time I've seen a school bus. Must mean schools are reopening. It's a local high school that we drive by when we go in to town, and it said welcome. They had a big banner the last time we passed it a couple days ago that said welcome back. I was like, oh no.
I just can't remember what school hours are.
School hours?
Like what they normally open and close at, so.
Oh, well, I do. Students usually start arriving around 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Class starts at 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the campuses are open in like 6 for staff and teachers.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I used to get to work. 6:30. It's shoulder surgery guy. Caught up mostly on Paywall DFF. Love the content. Damn, dude. You just been watching.
Or you've been a patron a while. Hopefully that.
I remember he talked to me a while back about how he had shoulder surgery and he signed up so he'd have plenty of stuff to watch. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, my friend. Ooh, that tastes chocolatey.
It's probably just the creamer. Maybe I put more in it than I usually do.
Tastes chocolatey to me.
Like chocolate.
It's good. I dig it.
Oh, it's I switched to Folgers too. That's probably why you taste the creamer more than usual.
Probably. You're probably right. Dude. I'm the Great Deku Tree? Cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a steamy cup of joe. The Great Salt Bush. Yeah, that's me. That's me. The song you sang at the end of the autism episode had me dying. I don't even remember what I sang.
That was forever ago.
Yeah. I really don't remember it. They have a website on this package that you can go to if you can't figure out how to open your shit.
What?
They have a website on this package that you can go to if you're like me and can't figure out how to open it.
I taught you, so.
Yeah, you taught me. Where is everybody this morning?
Early.
Everybody's all sleepy. Look at them. Nobody's chatted since Black Butter Crunch like 3 minutes ago. I would be absolutely shocked if there's any total withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. I would be genuinely pleasantly surprised. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's a melancholy morning, is it?
Like, there was an article I saw, or like part of an article where it's like the amount of like covert ops that do CIA missions, that they're not even listed on the number of people there, so we could have like 1,000 of them and not know about it.
Right. CIA spooks and every fucking. I mean, there's no drawdown. And like we've been. Like, I remember Obama promised, he even gave a date. This is the date that we'll bring everybody home from Afghanistan. And he made a big show of it and didn't bring everybody home. Trump said so too. Yep. It's starting to become one of those political things that they say, but never act on. Time to bring the troops back home. Well, the way that we have structured our military and our kind of imperialistic motive, we can't come home. That's right. We can't. Like we can't bring the troops home. We have to maintain bases all over the world. We have to be positioned to immediately respond to any kind of provocation. So, to answer your question fully, while I would be really surprised if it did happen, pleasantly so, it's not going to happen. This is another one of those empty politician promises.
Yeah. It's like you would need a whole separate game plan and implement it over probably like 5 years to truly like withdraw.
Neolibs and conservatives all say like, oh, you can't withdraw because then it would create a power vacuum and the Taliban would take over. And it's like, oh, you mean the people that live there might take over their country? Crazy. The people that live in their own country might take control of the country again. Oh no. It's just like, that's why it's endless. That's why it will be endless, because there are people that are constantly going to be making the argument that if we leave those areas, that they'll get worse. And you know what? They're right, in a way. We have created such an unstable environment in the places that we have invaded and bombed to shit that when we leave, it's going to suck for the fucking people that are there. Us being there sucks for the fucking people that are there. There's just like there's no answer to it. This is why the doctrine of endless war was something that I was so against at the beginning of these. No, we can't fix it by maintaining a presence. No, we can't. You're absolutely right. We've created a hornet's nest, and our dick is in the hornet's nest, and there's no extracting that. No country is more hypocritical than America. I mean, that's partially why I was so critical of this new saber rattling against China thing. America has literally been fucking just slaughtering the global South for 200 fucking years. You know what I mean? Like we have so many problems here. We have so many issues here at home. When did these endless wars begin? I mean, there's a lot of people that would say that they never really stopped after like the military buildup for World War II. There were a number of military interventions and military conflicts between World War II and Vietnam, the Korean War. So when did the doctrine of endless war start? I really don't know. I know that it became actually endless war after 9/11. After 9/11, with the invasion of Afghanistan, there has literally been an endless war in America for over 20 years.
But there's definitely been, like, the foot was already in the door before 9/11.
Of course. But 9/11 and the subsequent invasion of Afghanistan and then later the invasion of Iraq was a huge payday for defense companies. A huge, gigantic expansion of military spending, active fronts, 2 active fronts to be supplied. It was a goddamn fucking windfall. And that's why it doesn't stop, because those people have an inordinate amount of control over your government via the money that they distribute.
And, like, America's in the position now where it's like, can't even take care of the troops that do come home.
Yep. I mean,
Like, they don't have guaranteed housing. They don't have.
You being born in 1998, the only time that you knew an America that wasn't endlessly at war, you were a fucking toddler.
Yeah.
And there's a whole generation of people, like your sisters were born in war and will grow up in it. Yeah, I've been to a VA center. I mean, I don't know if it's one of the most depressing places on earth in my memory, but I remember it not being that great. I've gone a couple of times with my stepdad. I was born just a few months before 9/11, so my entire memory is us at war. Yep. Right. World War I is a better example of like the dawn of what we think of as modern warfare. But like, when did the whole doctrine of we're eternally at war with someone start? I mean, it was fed all the way up after World War II and then eventually implemented like in exactly the way, by the way, that the neoconservatives said that it needed to be implemented. Like, the only thing that will coalesce the American people behind an imperialistic drive will be a Pearl Harbor-like event. That's an indirect quote from, what's his name? I'm going to forget his fucking name. Father of neoconservatism. Leo Strauss.
Yeah, I know this. Leon the Froggy is a Brit. VA centers are like hospitals for and resource centers for veterans.
Yeah.
But we have this weird thing where it's like we kind of give veterans health care, but not really. Like, it's more just like a health insurance, and the only things that are covered all the way are things related to war.
Right.
So you have to like prove that your illness is related to your service.
Yep.
So, like, hearing damage is something that's pretty universally covered because pretty much everyone was shooting things that were too loud.
Thankfully for my stepdad, who is now stone deaf without his hearing aids.
But, like, when my stepdad got a double lung transplant at the VA, they'd helped him with his medicine, but, like, the surgery was kind of on him because he couldn't prove a link between, like, his service and asbestos.
Right.
He grew up in a time where asbestos was more common, so.
Yep. I'm but a pleb, but enjoy your stuffs. Thank you. Thank you, ramen noodles. I'm going to use that $4.20 to buy ramen. I think you could buy like a bunch of ramen with that money.
Yeah, they're like, you know. Like,
how much are they a pack
probably
now?
30 cents a pack.
Still? I mean, that's more expensive than they were back in the day. Like, I remember back when I was in my early 20s, they were 10 cents a pack. You could get 10 packs of ramen basically for $1 and change after tax.
There's gonna come a day where ramen is like 50 cents a pack. And then what are we gonna do?
Ramen boycott till they bring the price of ramen down. I don't like shrimp ramen. No, I'm a chicken, beef, uh, Oriental flavoring ramen guy. Those are the three that I can really enjoy. I don't like pork. I don't like shrimp. I'm trying to think of the other flavors that it comes in. I really don't like the specialty flavors, like the spicy chicken or the spicy beef or whatever the fuck. You can keep all that. I like the classic beef, the classic chicken, and the classic Oriental. Beef ramen is definitely the best. I have to switch back and forth. Like for a while now, and I don't eat a lot of ramen, but every once in a while I'll have a craving. I make myself a ramen, and we've had this big pack of chicken ramen. And after that's gone, I'm gonna get some beef ramen. You know what I mean? You got to switch back and forth a little bit with your.
I mean, you eat way less than you used to. Like, we've had that box forever. But there was definitely a time where you'd have it, like, every night.
Oh yeah, I mean I go through phases and shit with ramen, for sure. Have you ever watched those long DP compilations? I think that I checked out one. I don't think it may not be what you're talking about, but there was one where they did all of the songs that I sang, like all of the Keenified songs that I did, and that one I remember was pretty good. But that was years ago that I checked that out. I haven't checked out the newer ones. Ramen means windows in Dutch. Windows to my stomach. Ever use ramen and spaghetti? Nope.
I mean, it wouldn't be horrible, probably, if you just have, like, some spaghetti sauce and you just make plain ramen to put on it.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't be bad. Just make a bunch of ramen and use spaghetti sauce. I'm sure it'd be fine. But I've never done it. French onion and chicken ramen is pretty good. Yeah, see, I don't dress up my ramen, man. I eat it straight. Eat your ramen straight. It's actually my friend Sarah that I grew up with, who her mom showed me how to make ramen. And my mom did not buy ramen. She was just not, she would never have it around the house. My friend Sarah's mom had ramen around the house. And we were hungry one day, and I saw how easy it was for her to make ramen for me and Sarah. And then it wasn't very long after that Sarah was allowed to make ramen on her own. And so that's what we would do. We would just I'd go hang out at her house. We'd watch movies and shit. When we got hungry, we'd make her ramen. And so I learned to make it myself probably when I was like 7 or 8. And then I started asking my mom for it because it was so cheap. She'd buy a pack, you know what I mean? And I'd make it whenever.
Did she ever make you, like, butter noodles?
Mm-mm.
Like just spaghetti with butter?
Skeety with butter? Nope.
That was like a big thing that my grandma would do for the kids a lot. Just butter noodles.
Yeah.
Which is basically ramen, probably.
I mean, yeah, it's probably pretty close to ramen. Butter noodles, dude. Oh my god. Nope, never had any butter noodles. I thought that was just a meme.
Nope.
I thought that was a Honey Boo Boo meme.
Nope. Butter and a little bit of noodles. There you go.
I bet it's probably pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Is the grandma that did that for you on your Italian side?
No, it's my mom's mom.
Okay. Skitty with butter. That sounds like it's either an old Italian kind of tradition or an oaky creation.
Yeah, it's probably more oaky.
I love
it.
it.
The Italian thing would be like putting it with a little bit of olive oil, probably.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, do you like my profile pic? Does it say Paul in a heart?
Yep, or Paul.
I do. Thank you. You've got the best profile pic.
Yeah, like Devin said, it's butter noodles for a picky kid. That's what they were designed for. Is
Oh,
the
really?
pickiest kids that.
Wouldn't eat anything.
Yeah, it's just an easy thing to make for a kid that's like, no, I don't want chicken or I don't want lasagna or whatever. It's
I see.
something that doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. That's just.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what I just don't think I got that kind of deference as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I remember my mom used to put shit in front of me. She knew I hated.
Yeah.
Like she used to make me Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts now. They're like one of those foods that like I'm all into now, but when I was a kid I fucking hated Brussels sprouts. And if I would make that known to my mom, she'd make them again like the next day. She was not about being told what to put in front of me. Now she did like cater to my pickiness in some ways. She wasn't like a total
Yeah,
fucking like just eat
the turkey bacon.
turkey bacon.
That didn't last long.
No.
She kind of slipped them out.
Yeah.
After a while.
She would I'm trying to think of the other ways that she would work her way around my particular food hangups. Oh wait, there's a I'm trying to think. Dude, it's sad. I should remember these. All the little concessions that my mom has made in her cooking to get around my pickiness. She'd be able to list them off, guaranteed. She knows them. Like I don't put. Fuck, I'm trying to think.
Chicken on the bone, I'm sure.
Chicken on the bone just doesn't get served if I'm around.
Yeah.
Or if it is, it's part of like another meal where there's also hamburgers and hot
Yeah.
dogs and fucking everything else. Like she just doesn't do on the bone anything when I'm around. I'm sure she does steaks and eats chicken on the bone and stuff on her own with my stepdad and stuff. But if I'm over, there's no bone. There's no bones in anything. She doesn't use a lot of sour cream. That's actually a concession to my stepdad, who hates sour cream. So she'll make. But when it comes to like the substance of the meal, you eat what you get. When I was a kid, one of my favorite meals was actually like a jokey shit meal. Like my mom learned to make it because the guys in the army liked it when my dad joined the army, and they called it shit on a shingle. It's chipped creamed beef over toast. And it's hard to make now because getting chipped beef anymore is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Sour cream is awful. Get the fuck out of here. Sour cream is delicious.
But no, you don't eat chicken wings. It'd have to be the boneless, skinless kind for you to eat them.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they have to be like the boneless wings.
Yeah, and that's really hard to find. Like I think I tried to get.
They're
it
not
once
good. I don't get them.
Yeah.
They're not good. They're like tiny little chicken strips. They're gross.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that video? Like that dude that like went to city council. It's like they're not boneless chicken wings. They're nuggies.
Yeah, they're tiny tenders. They are nuggies at best, sir. Yeah, I remember that. That was a good meme. But yeah, no, I don't really like chicken wings in general. Like, I won't eat chicken wings on the bone, and it actually grosses me out to watch people eat chicken wings on the bone, especially people that are super into it, because they'll do that shit where they just stick the whole meat thing in their mouth and then they just pull a bone out, and you're just like. Then they'll just like nibble around the edge where they didn't get all the shit. I'm just like, man, fuck this. Nope. Don't want to watch that. And then like the little boneless chicken wings that you get, all I can think of is like, wow, I wish this was just like chicken tenders.
Yeah.
I can't watch people suck chicken wing bones and get all the little meats out from underneath the shits. I can't do it, dude. They eat everything. They eat the fucking goddamn tendon that's in there. They eat the whole goddamn thing. They suck the fucking bone clean. They get all the cartilage off of it. It's like, the fuck are you, man? A fucking wolf? I'm sorry, Dave. I can't let you do that. Yeah, see, I'm grossed out by the bone shit. You ever go meatless Monday? We've been doing a lot of meatless days, actually.
Yeah, not really Mondays in
We don't pick a
particular.
day, but
Yesterday was meatless.
yep.
Yeah.
Vegetarian chili last night. Earlier this week, you guys saw that we had salad and tortellini or raviolis, meatless meal there. Amelia's been using Impossible Burger meat in our red beans and rice.
And I think I had spaghetti one time.
Yep.
I'm gonna try doing it in a meatloaf this time.
You made the last time you made red beans and rice, it was totally meatless because you used the soy chorizo too. That was actually really good. So yeah, we've been actually like cutting the meat, like not totally out of our diet, but we're slowly but surely having more and more meatless meals, which is it is a way that you can directly contribute as a consumer to your carbon footprint or whatever the fuck. Meat consumption in America is responsible for a profound amount of pollution. So if you're not consuming meat, you know, you're not contributing at the very least to that industry. And then we're not even talking about the cruelty of the industry either. So it's one of
really like when we order, that's when we don't.
Yeah. I mean, when we order from places, there's not a lot of meatless options around where we are. So if you're going to get a burger, you're going to get a burger. You know what I mean?
They don't make meatless tacos, really.
No. Some of the best stuff you can get around here is meat based. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel better doing that than doing that and then cooking meat all fucking day and night at home, you know? And so we've been slowly but surely replacing a lot of the things that Amelia, because Amelia is our cook primarily. I will do a meal every once in a while, but she's got the touch and I don't, you know what I mean? So.
Dude, I bet they'd be pretty good in enchiladas too if I did that.
The problem with doing the enchilada thing, like you're talking about the Impossible meat, you'd have to buy like 2 or 3 packs of it.
Well, obviously.
Because you got to make a bunch of that meat. But yeah, I bet it would be great. Yeah. I bet it would be 100% great. I wonder if my mom would go for it next time we visit. Because she wants to make me enchiladas. You remember she was saying. So the next time we're down there to visit her, we could, you know what I mean, see if she'll make some meatless enchiladas. But that really is closer to the way that our not, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say that eating Impossible Burger is closer to the way, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to meat consumption, our ancestors,
like a special thing.
Instead of having Meatless Monday, they basically had Meat Monday.
Yeah.
They would go and hunt, and they would have one day a week where they had a very protein-rich meal because they would go and hunt for it, and then the rest of the week they subsisted on a lot of fucking plant life and a lot of easily foraged foods, and they supplemented the meat in very small portions with a bigger bowl of mash or whatever the fuck.
And they used more of the animal too.
They used every part of it, even the bones. They would boil the bones, get all the marrow out of the bones, and then, you know, they would use every part of the animal that was usable for anything. FML says, "Good morning, Paul." Aw. I wish you didn't feel like that, FML. That's a bad way to feel. Unless it's just like that, because like every once in a while I'll say fuck my life when something bad happens, but I don't actually mean like fuck my life, you know? So I hope you're like an ironic FMLer and not an actual like, oh, fuck my life, dude. Some pork skins. Yeah, no thank you. I don't like cracklins or chicharrones or I don't do it.
The chicharrones are like just flour pretty much.
Mm.
Like I looked on the ones that we got randomly from Rodney and there's no pork skin in them.
I thought chicharrones had to have pork skins.
No, the ones we got are just...
They're just fake flour. Chicharrones?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul, but you're wrong. Hey, I didn't know. I'm sorry, Paul, but you are wrong. pork scratchings. Gross. I've never had lingua.
I'm gonna give it a shot next time we order from like a real Mexican place. I don't think it's gonna be horrible.
It won't be, but man, you're a braver soul than I.
Oh, FML says it's the name of their show.
I see. Well, that makes me feel better. That's a better name for a show. That's a better name for a show than, a personal account. You ever had pickled pig's feet? We have them all the time in Maryland.
That's a very southern accent for me.
Ever have pickled pig's feet, boy? We have them all the time up here in Maryland. I've seen pickled pig's feet. I've seen them. There was a place, this is almost like mythology in my mind now. There's this place out in the middle of fucking nowhere where I grew up called the Tackle Box 2. But it's spelled T-O-O. And it's a second tackle box, locally owned type of place, right? Way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I used to live way out in the middle of fucking nowhere when I was a kid, so that was the closest place. And this place had a fucking gargantuan. I'm talking about, like, it would take a full-grown ass man, you'd have to grab it like this to lift it, jar of pig's feet. It's just sitting up there. And I was always stunned when I was a kid because I would go in there and you could tell that there were less, like somebody was buying them.
Like, my stepdad would put it in, like, soup and beans a lot.
Yeah.
Just a whole foot.
A ham hock.
Yeah.
I was just like...
Dude, I got so mad at him one time because I was, like, soaking beans to make dinner, and he put, like, a pig's foot in there, and I was like, oh my god, why did you do that? Now the beans are ruined.
Yeah. Dude. That place was cool, though. That place had like a wall of movies, and the people that owned it were like movie buffs because they would actually rotate the movies out and put different movies up and shit. So there were some staples that were there, but that was like my Blockbuster when I was a kid. To rent a movie, I had to sit there and stare at a jar of giant pickled pig's feet while the dude rung me up. I could also get my candy cigarettes there. Freedom used to be free. That's all I'm saying. Now it isn't, but freedom used to actually be free. Give me a pack of candied cigarettes, that fucking almost X-rated movie, and a pickled pig foot, motherfucker. Dun 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 dun. Pig's feet are nasty. Yep. I remember going to Mexican stores that had like whole pigs hanging with their heads. Yeah, I've seen that too. There was a carniceria that my mom would go to. Carniceria in my little hometown that my mom used to go to get meat, and they would just have a pig hanging there. Or two, sometimes.
I've had the poutine at the Canada section of Epcot. It's the only poutine I've ever had.
I've never had poutine.
So I can't say it's real Canadian poutine because it was at Disney, but...
Dude.
I mean, they charge
Epcot is legit.
Yeah, they charge hella money for
Epcot
it.
is legit.
It was like a $200 bill for 3 people. It was insane.
Like, the different lands at Epcot are basically like little chunks of those countries that we have stolen. They straight up import everything from those countries. No, I don't know. I've never had poutine. It's something I'd like to try, but I don't want to do it down here. Like I don't want to go to. I don't want to see an American spin on poutine. I want to go and get Canadian traditional Canadian poutine and see if I like it.
You probably have to wait 2 years for them to open the border.
Probably more than that. I mean, they're more of a problem than we are now.
Yeah.
Canada's having a harder time securing all their vaccines than we are.
Like they were like last in line. I think we owe them like 2 million AstraZenecas that are now not good anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh yeah. By the way, next week on those AstraZenecas.
Well,
we got them for you.
They shut down that AstraZeneca plant for J&J, and now J&J is having issues too. It's like, here's our shit vaccines.
Do we actually accidentally got the good one?
Yeah.
That is totally so not me.
Yeah.
But we did. Yeah, we got the Pfizer, dude.
I mean, I think the J&J thing's more of like out of an abundance of caution because it's similar to the AstraZeneca thing.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they paused it at all, honestly. Yeah, I heard Pfizer was slightly less side effecty.
Maybe.
Slightly. Like, it's been kicking your butt recently.
Yeah, I've been feeling a little off since the shot. A little bit like...
But you haven't gotten, like, nausea or fever, though?
Mm-mm. Nope. Like, yesterday, I just felt, like, worn out and kind of achy. And the day after I got it, I felt a little worn out and achy. Today, I feel a little better, but I slept like a fucking log last night. Mm-hmm. Like, I went to bed early and, like, slept all the way through the night.
Yeah, I think you laid down at, like, 9 or something.
9:30-ish. Yeah. I just kind of zonked and slept all the way through the night. I had crazy dreams, too. I think that's something to do with my other medication. Like, I think there's something about that medication that might help me sleep a little deeper or something, because I've started to have semi-memorable dreams, and I went forever and didn't have a single dream. Or once in a blue moon I'd have a dream, and now I dream every night, and they're fucking insane dreams too. Not like scary insane, but just like weird, just like fucking weird, nightmarish kind of like, I don't know, David Lynch movies happening in my head. Like, I dreamed last night that Amelia and I were stuck on my dad's RV with him and him alone on some kind of insane fucking absurd road trip across I don't even know how to describe it because I can only remember little bits and pieces of it. But it was like a hellscape we were driving across, like burnt out towns and like old like mossy graveyards and shit. It's like a Scooby-Doo tour of the fucking United States with my dad in his RV. At one point the RV flooded and we ran into the bathroom to escape it, and there were baby chickens in the tub. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. But I dreamed like that all night. Like, it's really rare for me to dream in a memorable way, and even rarer, like, for me to be able to dream about like a person in detail, and to have multiple people in my dream in detail is very rare, and I've been having a lot of those. Just all kinds of people from my present and my past just hopping their way through my dreams, like, you know, like they don't always hang around. But it's just like, I remember Chelsea was in that dream last night at some point. Oh, that's right. Fucking Chelsea fell off of a fucking thing. We were at a circus or some shit. And Chelsea, was she trapezing? She was up on one of those tall ass fucking trapeze things. She fell, and I caught her like a movie, like a fireman. And she was like, "Oh, thanks, Paul." And then went off and Chelsea'd away, And then we got back on the Hell RV with my dad, and we went somewhere else. See? That's what I'm talking about. People just like do for my life, just kind of like wander into my dreams now. Very strange.
Do I still talk in my sleep, or have you not been awake when I'm asleep as much?
I've heard you.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, dude. It's always so. It's not like you're mumbling, but you say something so quickly that I'm always like, I never quite get it.
Yeah.
I always catch like the last few syllables of it, but you won't go on in your sleep.
Yeah.
But you will just blurt out a phrase.
What was that one thing I said that like made you all worried?
I can't remember what it was.
Like a date or something.
Yeah, you did. You were like, May 25th. Gotta remember May 25th. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I asked you the next day, I was like, what's up? What's going on May 25th? You're like, nothing as far as I know. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, you'll just blurt things out. You're like, I remember one time you were like, what did you say? You said, stop talking, Cricket. And I was like, Cricket is talking to you in there? Cool.
See, when I talk in my sleep, that's when I don't remember what the context is in the dream.
Yeah. You must be like kind of pseudo sleeping at that point.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna record myself all night to hear my sleep talk.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, you either want that or you don't, and you got to respect. I wouldn't want to hear, if I was a sleep talker, I wouldn't want to hear mine either. It'd be like listening to a ghost or some shit.
It's mainly like just I don't want to record myself all goddamn night, like have that be in a database or something.
Oh yeah. You don't want Alexa hearing all the things you say in your sleep. You want those to remain private. Well, we both have our phones close enough to us that they hear it anyway.
Or whatever. It's like. It'll like say like, this is when you snored, this is when you did this is when you did that. Yeah.
Nah. No thank you. I like to not know what's going on when I'm asleep. That's part of why I like to sleep. You know what I mean? Sleep is a little bit of, I don't want to see stats on it, Sometimes Amelia will just coo in her sleep too. That's the cutest thing.
Yeah. Or I'll giggle.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that is funny. Sometimes like I'll be laying there and she'll just go like and I'm like, what's so funny? I'll try and get her to, she's never really responded to me. So what's so funny? Nothing. You know what I mean? No response. It's got like a private joke in her dream. I love it. She'll reply with something heinous one day. You're like, what's so funny? Murdering you. Be like, huh? Cutting your throat like a little piggy in the bathtub. Be like, oh no, wait a minute, I shouldn't have asked. Nobody's ever said that I sleep talk. Like I've woken up like yelling a couple of times. Like something will happen in a dream where I'm like, ah, and then I'll wake up like, ugh. Like you hear myself yelling. Your guts look funny, yeah. Like, oh no.
Oh, that's a cute emoji. A little kitty in a box.
If it fits, I sit.
I'm still upset with Cricket that he didn't appreciate the bed I got him.
Yeah.
He's like slept on top of it, but it's supposed to be like a little cocoon thing.
Yeah, it's like a thing he's supposed to get in, but he doesn't like using it that way. He just lays on it.
Yeah.
It's just part of his box now.
Yeah.
That's why, like, for cats, the only, like, the things that I would buy for Cricket if we settled at a place are functional things. Like, I would put a track all the way up that he could walk on so he could be super high in the house wherever he wants. Easy, like, ramps for him to go up. Because, like, dude, I learned my lesson with Cricket. You remember when he first came, I bought him a toy. I went and I looked at a bunch of toys and I was like, this one looks fun. It's like a ball with a mouse in it. Dude, he was terrified of it. We use it to scare him away from things. It was just like, wah, 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 fail of a gift. I mean, it ended up working out.
Yeah.
It's useful.
But, I mean, even then we finally caved because he just figured out ways to not make the mouse squeak when he tried to open the door.
Yeah. Do people still give cats yarn? We don't. I think Cricket would eat it and poop it out.
Like, we have, like, literally a yoga mat strap tied to a little stuffed mouse, and that's, like, the string that I trust him with.
Because he can't chew it and eat it.
Yeah. Like, all those toys that come with, like, the elastic band, I wouldn't trust him with.
Nope.
We're not going to take Cricket to the pet store. He's not, like, a traveling cat.
No. He doesn't like to travel. He travels when he has to. Not for whimsy. No, I'm not gonna let Cricket pick anything out. He just, like, look, sometimes you get him a toy and he loves it. Sometimes you get him a toy and he hates it. Like, he's got this tunnel thing that he fucking loves. Where that's why I thought that the fucking bed thing was gonna go over well. He was gonna start using it as a burrito, but he doesn't. Oh my god, dude, yeah, Cricket will fucking grab the doorknob with his paws. He knows how it works.
Yeah, that's why we put the mouse on the doorknob for a while.
Yep, we put that fucking crazy squeaking mouse up there on the doorknob because at night he would want to come in and wake us up all the time. He's mellowed out now. Like, I think last night I remember waking up at one point. You had to get up and let him into that room over there.
Yeah.
Because he was like meowing and scritching at the door.
Like, sometimes he'll scritch at the door and then I'll get up to let him in, then he'll, like, run into the living room. It's like...
He just wants the option.
Yeah.
He wants the option open.
I mean, the one thing Cricket's good at is he doesn't tear up shit with his claws. Like, he'll claw on things, like, right before he's about to jump up on things, but he doesn't, like, just sit there and scratch.
Yeah, that's true. You ever seen those cat backpacks they make for cats? No.
Yeah, it's like a backpack and it's got like this plastic bubble that they can look out of.
I think Cricket would be like terrified in that. He'd be like, help! I hate when animals get freaked out by things you can't see in the dark. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he ever gets freaked out. He's just like, he'll be like meowing at it like he's about to hunt it or something, like. Rawr.
Yeah, dude. Cricket loves the dark, dude. The house becomes his domain in the dark. That fucking cat looking at the picture of that dead kid.
It's probably just a mouse. No, I moved it.
I moved it across the fucking room, T. The fucking cat moved with it. Paul, you ever think you'll make your own film someday? It's something that I really want to parcel my life out, and I think that our new shooting schedule is going to allow me to do that in a way that allows me to write more. I have a couple of projects that I've started writing on that I would like to just add to. I don't know if they'll ever become anything. I'm not really writing to that end, but I really enjoyed the process of putting down the couple of chapters of the book that I've done. I really enjoyed the process of working on the script outline that I have. I've never written a film script. And so there are programs that you can buy that format for you that
I
do.
actually have one downloaded on Drive, so I could just like share that with you, and then it's got the script program in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's whatever it is, there's ways that you want to format a script properly, and there's very exacting standards. There's some expensive program that you can get. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a $400 program, but you buy it once and you own it forever, and it's like,
I got a free one.
well, that's the problem though. They're exacting script standards that if you put it in front of a lot of people, like if you actually want people to read your script, if it's not written in this whatever, I can't remember the name of the format exactly, people aren't going to fucking even read it.
I mean, you gotta, that program's not like, doesn't do everything for you. You still gotta know what things are.
I just want to learn it. Like, I want to get the program so that I can learn how a script is exactly supposed to, so it becomes second nature for me to write in that way. But anyway, I have a script outline and a good idea of a starting point and an ending point and a middle ground for a script that I've had in my head for years and years and years and years. If I can get that script written and get interest in it, I would love to make the movie that it would be. But right now it doesn't exist beyond an outline and an idea in my head. But for me to direct a movie, it would almost have to, like, for me to be interested in breaking into that, it would almost have to be something I wrote myself. Like, I don't really have an interest in trying to be a director for somebody else's work. But I do have an interest for trying to make something that started in my head become a reality in the form of a movie and see how it turns out, direct that process, oversee the edit. Like, I'm not a good enough editor to edit it myself, but if I were to do this, I would be living in the editing room with whoever was editing my film. I'm a good collaborative editor. Me and TJ did a lot of that in the early days. In the early days of our collaboration, we did a lot of collaborative editing of the TJ and Paul versus stuff we used to do. And it's kind of like a grueling and arduous process with me because I'm very particular. Sometimes over particular. So I almost need a balancing force when I'm editing. So I make a very good co-editor. You know what I mean? You have to be a producer rather than director. A lot of skills to know shooting techniques. That's what I mean. Exactly. Now right. So I would not want to be like, I'm not looking at being a Kubrick type of director, hands-on with the camera type of director. I would have to hire a DP and all of that shit. I would also have to hire an artist to sit down and storyboard for me. Now, I've got in my mind I'd be very good at, like, once again, collaboratively storyboarding, but I can't draw to save my fucking life. So I would have to have somebody help me storyboard. I would have to hire a DP to help me recreate those shots. I would have to hire set builders and lighting specialists and stuff. Like, I don't have all the knowledge that it would take. So you're probably right. A producer would be a better role. but I would definitely be like a hands-on, on the fucking ground producer. I'd be there during every shoot. I would want to direct the actors personally, so whoever I got to be the actual director or whatever the fuck would have to be cool with me like doing their job, because that's really what I want input on. That's where I think I'd be useful, is talking to the actors, like, you know, try this or think about it from this perspective, because I'm the one that wrote it. Like, I have in my head what I want this scene to look like, so I feel like I need to be right there on set, consulting with the people that are in the shot, consulting with the lighting and fucking set people. Like, I need to be there. I need to have my hands in it. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. I would never like, I don't know. It's just tough. It would take a lot for me to sell a script to be made by somebody else. They'd have to offer me a lot of fucking money. And even then, I'd probably feel gross about it, because whatever came out of it would suck, and I'd be pissed. Even if it didn't suck, even if people liked it, I'd be pissed. Like, I want to at least have that level of input. Get Marshall to do the soundtrack. Dude, he could. Like, the soundtrack that I have envisioned for this film is just like very stripped down. Listen to some of the quieter tracks on the Quake soundtrack, and you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about ambiently for the film. I don't want there to be big bombastic music. I want there to be this very, very cold techno kind of ambient with a heavy, like, ominous overtone to it. And then, yeah, and there is one song that's written in to the script as well, an actual existent song that I want to play. Horror genre, yeah. Definitely a horror film for sure. No, Marshall could definitely do it. Marshall's one of the few people that like knows anything about the script outside of my inner circle of folks. I think I talked to Marshall about it at one point while we were chilling. Cool. Can you play the monster? There is no, well, there's really not a role for that, unfortunately. Brianna. Why do I like horror so much? I don't know. It's like really like lodged in my fucking brain. Can you play any character in it? No. I don't want to be an actor in it. Has a cast of about 5 principals and maybe 2 or 3 supporting. What about some sly cameo? I could do that. It's definitely a movie where I could do a cameo. Formative year movies for you were horror, yes. Like the first films that I really got into were horror films. Is it a sci-fi horror? No. It is a set in modern times, set in the present type of horror film, for sure. I'll tell you guys what inspired the idea. This will tell you nothing about the movie. Well, I mean, you can read a lot into this. Let's put it that way. Trying to think of how much of this I want to fucking share with you guys. Okay, I'll just tell you. So I won't overshare, but the idea for this film was born. Here's my contribution towards making this happen. Also got my new Paul shirt today. Hella comfy. Cool. Well, thank you. So this idea was born when I lived in Bellevue, Washington. I lived in an apartment building there called the Avalon Meidenbauer building, right downtown in Bellevue. One of the coolest places I've ever lived, but it had a very, very unsettling feel to it. It was very homogenized as a living environment. So the common areas were hallways and doors. And it was all built in a square around a central courtyard. And I could walk down the hall and turn to walk down the hall, take a left turn, and it would look exactly like the hall that I just walked down. And so I found it kind of eerie and creepy in a way. This could be done on a relatively small budget, I think, yes. And one day, I was in the elevator in this building. I got on the elevator to go to work. And I stepped into the elevator, and I pushed a button to go to the floor that I needed to go to. And as soon as I pushed the button and the doors closed, I noticed that there was a pool of blood in the corner of the elevator. Just blood. And those twin experiences were what this movie idea was born from. It didn't freak me out. Like I didn't immediately I was just like, ugh. But it stuck in my mind, that picture of it wasn't like oceans of blood, but it was a good of blood in the elevator. And I was just like, whoa. Got off the elevator, stuck in my mind the whole day, and I started to develop this idea. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Let's steal his movie idea. You don't know my movie idea. That's the thing. You can't steal what you don't know. Snyder Cut ban. It's definitely got a cool vibe to it. I think that it's got a really interesting premise. I think that it could be shot on a pretty small budget in comparison to a lot of other movies because it's not super locational. So yeah, I don't know. I've just got to put it all together in my head. The hardest part for me has been deciding and settling on these principal characters. I want there to be a genuine, oh my goodness, your pink sweater. You're so cute.
He was cold out here.
He was cold, yeah.
We're here in the sun.
Yeah, dude, I don't even want to hear about the fucking Snyder Cut. Kale just got fucking banned. Kale P got banned for even asking a Zack Snyder fucking question of me. I don't want it. I don't need it. The pitch I made for the Star Wars movie on Cinema for Cynics, yeah, dude. Put me in charge of the Star Wars franchise and I will make awesome Star Wars films. Well, maybe not put me in charge, but let me consult. Go with let me be the idea man. Fuck redoing the sequels. I want a setting that happened so far before any of the fucking principal movies in the Star Wars universe that there's no crossover at all. That's your job. Is it though? Is it really though? Well, basically a film set in the KOTOR timeline, the Knights of the Old Republic timeline, and or the Mandalorian Wars. I love the idea of the gray Jedi that split off from the Jedi Order and hunted Mandalorians, because that it's such a cool story there. So the Mandalorians are invading, and the Jedi are these ultimate non-interventionalists, and they're like, look, we don't fight in wars. That's not what the Jedi are about. This has to play out however it's going to play out. And this group of Jedis decide, like, nah. Like, Jedis have to intervene, and these people are, like, scouring these planets and invading these planets and shit. We have to fight them. And so they split off and become these Crusader Jedis, basically. And they fight a jihad against the Mandalorians and start hunting, you know, all the high-level lieutenants in the Mandalorian army and disrupting their fucking supply chains and shit. Does anyone born in the last 30 years like Star Wars? Tons of people do. Kids love the Star Wars sequels. Oh my God, baby.
It's
not. It's
I left my sweater in there.
I'll go get it
I
if you
got
want.
it. I got
You
it.
sure?
Yeah.
I can't. You're literally sitting there shivering. It's so cold. I can't let people be cold. It drives me nuts. The original Mandalorian War is really interesting with Darth Revan and the other heavy Sith guy. That's where the Sith actually started somewhat, at least the break between them and the Jedi. No, the Sith actually, according to canon, were discovered by the Grey Jedi, who after the Mandalorian Wars were not welcomed back into the Jedi Order, and so they searched out beyond the Outer Rim, and they discovered this race of aliens that are the Sith, and adopted the Sith's fucking way and became part of the dark side, or some of them were turned to the dark side. Not all the Grey Jedi turned. Sorry, babe. You were in full-blown shivering goosebump mode.
Yeah. Oh, and poor Dino was shivering earlier.
Oh, sorry, I stole your...
It's okay. You can finish it if you want.
No,
I'll just light a new one.
All right, that's fine. Oh, D. Who knows what's really canon now with Disney? Fuck Disney. They don't get to fucking just erase all the canon, dude. Fuck them. Just because they own the copyright. Nope, nope, nope. Donna was out there getting that sun. See, if we didn't have this covered porch out here, we'd have the sun hit us at this time of day, and it would be a lot warmer. I bet it's like probably 10 degrees cooler under this than it is out in the sun. Han shot first, dude. That's fine. Whatever you believe, you believe. That's another thing you've never seen, right? You've never seen the original Star Wars movies?
I saw the first one.
So you've seen A New Hope.
Yeah.
But you've never seen any of the ones that came after it. You got to watch A New Hope again and then watch.
Yeah, I tried watching it as a kid. And my dad's like, wait, that's not the first one. You can't watch this one without watching the first one first. It's like, okay. My dad wanted me to follow the story completely. It was like the third one playing on TV or something.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
It's like one big long movie. It's a trilogy that you have to start at the beginning. No, that's another one we got to add to our list. We got to put that one somewhere near the top. Haven't seen Star Wars, check. Haven't seen Lord of the Rings, check. Haven't seen The Matrix, check. Haven't seen Terminator 1 or 2, check and check. I mean, these are some high on the list priority films that we have to watch.
At least we saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy on HBO.
Yep. We're just gonna have to commit. Yeah. That's a crazy commitment.
We'll have to do it on one of your weeks off or something.
Yep.
What was that?
Bow.
Oh, someone all the way over there.
Bow. Nice sweater.
Yeah. I know, you're so threatening in that pink penguin sweater.
Dude, You're at a bar, and this guy smacks your girl's ass. What do? He's wearing this. He walks up, and he smacks your girl on the ass. What do? That's what I thought. You run. Buy him a drink. Smack back, yeah. You could. He likes a booty spank.
Yeah. Oh.
He likes a booty spank. You like a booty spank?
What you looking for?
I guess I have a feeling I know what. Where's your bow?
Where'd he go?
Where's your bow? Whoa, whoa. Come up here. Come on. You want me to lift? Oh, I lift you. Okay. Yeah, I lift you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the legs. That was so nice. That was so nice. So nice of you.
Can you put your legs down, Mo? Can you see it?
You don't want to see it. Dad, I can hold you. I can hold you. Is that how you want to sit? You gonna leave already?
Jeez. Smack you in the face with his tail.
Yep. I always get the tail sweeper when he's jumping down. Whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, he's grouchy today. Where's your bow?
You got it.
It's like, okay, I just want to sit with it, though. I actually want to play with my ball.
I'm gonna put it in the grass.
Do you ever regret naming your dog after a meme? I didn't name him. So it's not really a regret that I can have.
We call him D a lot.
Yeah. He only really gets the full name when he's in trouble. Like if he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing, he gets the dinosaur.
Or if we're looking for him.
Or if we're calling him, yeah. But, you know, most of the time is D or some variation of that. Dirty D, Dusty D, the dirty old man, the dusty old man. It's got a lot of nicknames. Whoa. You guys give me a second. Somebody's doing the Biden talk while I'm gone. Remember how you used to take the straight razors and rub them against the curb to get them all jagged, and then you put them in a rain barrel and let them get rusty? That's what these fellas had, Jack. Rusty rain barrel scraped razors. You don't want to get cut with that, Jack. Tetanus.
Did you see someone's guess? TJ accidentally ate Scotty. Chelsea texted from the hospital. They're trying to get him before he's digested.
So close. No. Everything's fine. Just business shit I had to... Welcome back, yeah. Look at how many people just... They leave.
It was like a minute.
I know, dude. What are the odds of everyone Joe knows being named Jack? I don't know, Jack. Of course, Jareth remains. Jareth is a real one.
I'm sure you saw that thing about like Hunter Biden accidentally smoking Parmesan cheese.
Oh yeah, because he thought it was crack. Yeah, he would like like spend days in his apartment looking for a crack rock that he remembered he thought he dropped in the carpet, and he found like a hunk of Parmesan cheese at one point and smoked it in his crack pipe. That was a pretty good meme. Hunter Biden is a pretty good meme. I bet Joe Biden wishes he would just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
There's no way they thought it was a good idea for him to write this book and like talk about smoking Parmesan cheese. You know what it reminds me of, Brianna? I don't know if you've ever seen this, but if you haven't, you should see it. Movie recommendation time. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody get your pens. There's a movie called Party Monster. Not a great film, but it has, not a bad film either. Has Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green, and Marilyn Manson plays a pretty decent cameo in it. It's got the guy, he's the dad in the first season of American Horror Story, Dylan McDermott.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan McDermott's in it. And anyway, there's a scene in that where they're doing exactly what we're talking about. They're like literally scouring the apartment floor because one of them is like, "You remember you dropped that crack rock, dude? It was way back, but we never found it because we didn't care." And so they're like all scouring the whole floor of their squalid apartment and shit.
Dude, Johnny doubted the Parmesan cheese, but if it was sufficiently old and dried up, it would probably look like a crack rock.
It probably would, dude. If it was like a cut of like a chunk of old Parmesan that was just in the carpet.
The powdered one, if it was just like a big glob.
Yeah.
It got all hard and shit.
Hard and yellow, you might think, "Oh shit, I found my crack rock, yeah. Oh damn, this is the Parmesan cheese." Yeah, Party Monster is a really cool flick. It's like I said, it's kind of cringy, so don't go expecting like all the best performances, but it is a movie that I've watched like 24 times at least. There's something about it. Dude, who knows? Why would you make something up like that, though?
Yeah, he's got delicate fingers. He picked it up like it was like a diamond.
He had that pipe ready to go, and he was just like, "There it is."
You can probably taste it not being crack and the fact that he didn't get high after it.
I would imagine that immediately he knew it wasn't crack.
Why'd you hide him, Phoebe? We're having a crack conversation about
Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care.
Yeah, Phoebe, we're talking about
we're
having crack.
We're talking, yeah, you just popped in and we're having a whole crack conversation. The conversation is crack. Cracked him upside the head, yep.
Hey, you're unhidden, Jack Skinner.
You have been given clemency. Crack clemency. I'm pretty good at that hand. It has to have a significant amount of laziness to it, but there's an aesthetic to it. A presidential pardon. Yep. Did you do a Biden impression admonishing Hunter for smoking crack? No. No, I won't. Dude, I guarantee you Biden rambles on like that to other world leaders. If they even let him talk to other world leaders and shit. I don't know how many like actual Biden conversations have gone on with world leaders where he's leading the conversation or handling his part of it on his own, you know. Text Joe to Joe 03 to Joe 030. Oh, you know the thing, Jack. Come on. Went fishing with my daddy one time. This canal outside of Scranton. Caught a fish. And I started to put it in the icebox, and he said, "No, Joey, that's your first fish you ever caught. You got to eat it raw, Jack." And so I did. That's how we did back then. Your first kill, you eat it raw. Xi Jinping is like, interesting. That's right, Jack. I gotta be honest with you, Ripjaw. That quote from fucking George W. Bush has just gained in popularity with me. Like, it was really stupid at the time, but like not anymore. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. It's like he took that fucking Who song, Won't Get Fooled Again, and made a quote better.
Well, I think it's like called like a not a dysphemism, but it's like taking like a parable or whatever and like fucking it up. There's like a term for it.
Yeah. We used to call it a Bushism. My favorite Bushism was always, and this is an indirect quote, but I'll get the salient part right. He was like, "America is the land of opportunity, a place where wings take dream." He said that and didn't even correct it. He said America is a place where wings take dream. What was another good one? You have to be able to put food on your family. He said that I think a couple of times. Malapropism. Yeah, I guess so.
We should have known about Ellen when she started chilling with Bush.
Dude, I knew about Ellen before everybody knew about Ellen.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was shocking to people that
tell she was a piece of shit.
Dude, nobody is like that. See, that's the thing. Like, I never watched a ton of Ellen, but I watched enough of Ellen's shit to know that persona is not a real person.
Yeah.
Nobody is that.
Basically, little Carmine.
Yeah.
He does that a lot too.
Yep.
I don't know if he like takes like a whole thing and messes it up, but like he'll use the wrong word.
Yeah. Yep. Gentlemen, we need to strategify.
Dude, I think I actually talked my mom into voting for Bush when I was a child.
Really?
It's like we had gotten these like little like pamphlets in school, like comparing the two candidates in 2004.
Yeah.
And then like my mom was about to turn in her ballot, and I'm like, "Why don't you just vote the same dude in again? He's already there." My mom's like, "Okay."
Oh my God, man. The American system of voting. "Hey, Mom, I'm your child. Why don't you just vote in the same guy?" "All right. You're right, honey. Check."
Yeah, I was 6.
Oh boy. I love it. I love it.
It was Kerry running in 2004, right?
I think so, yeah. Yep. It was Kerry. Yep. John fucking the failure Kerry. John sweaty lips Kerry. Poor Jeb thought he was next. Dude, he thought he had it in the bag.
Yeah.
Poor Jeb.
Please clap.
Please clap. Slow and steady wins the race, Dad. Please clap. That's another movie that I would love to make is Please Clap, the Jeb Bush story. But it would be really nothing about, like, I don't want to actually do a biopic on Jeb. I want to do a biopic on Jeb that is through, like, my reimagination of what Jeb's life is like in my head, because it's way better than the actual truth.
Yeah. You have to not use Jeb, I think, if you were going
No, I wanted, he has to be Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
I want it. I have to use it. It has to be used. Like, he's a fucking public figure. He is open to parody. He is open to fucking critique. It's Jeb Bush and his whole fucking family too. I have a whole opening shot that's been worked out in my mind for years, where it's like it opens on a grassy field, and a younger George Bush Sr. is playing catch football with a younger George W. Bush. Right? And they're like, oh, good catch. Go long, Dad. And then it zooms back from that, right?
Yeah.
Through a window, and now we're inside.
Yeah.
And we see Barbara Bush sitting on a rocking chair. And we hear the sound of feet tapping and old style music playing, like the and then it zooms back behind her, and we see young Jeb Bush doing a little dance for his mom, and she's just in her rocking chair. We get like a real close up picture of her face, and you can see how bored she is, you know. And then at the end of it, the music stops, and that's why my baby's gone. And he goes like this, and Barbara's just sitting there. And he goes, please clap. And then dun, 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 like the title, please clap. Boom. Big bold movie. Big bold, you know, type. Big bombastic score. I've had that worked out in my head for fucking years, dude. And I think that if I could make the whole film, that's really what I want to turn it into. I don't know if that's actually true of Jeb, but I want to make it about a guy who's constantly overshadowed by his dumb like his dumb older brother.
Yeah.
Like because George W. Bush is the junior, the guy that Dad bestowed it on. It doesn't matter that he's dumber than Jeb. He's just, everything that George W. does is great, and everything that Jeb does is boring and lame. While W's learning how to play football, Jeb is taking up tap dancing to old music, you know. Like, Jeb plays tennis and his dad is bored, you know. That's actually true, by the way. Jeb did play tennis. You know, and then like somehow W gets to be the president and it drives Jeb nuts. So he decides, I'm going to be the governor of Florida then. And he goes and becomes the governor of Florida and nobody cares. You know what I mean? His dad's just like, but what about your brother? He's making policy. You know, you're just the governor of some horrible state no one likes to visit. Dad, please.
I always get surprised by how tall politicians are. Like, his face and demeanor does not suggest that he's 6'3", but he is.
Yep. That's the thing, dude. The governor, and no one listens to him, even his own staff. Oh, yeah, dude. His staff basically run the whole thing. Now, here's what I think we should do. All right, governor. All right. We'll get to that in a minute. But here's what we're going to do. Blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, oh, darn it. Well, you know, he never really does anything. He can never attain it.
I guess he met his wife teaching English in Mexico, so
Yep.
it could be a whole adventure.
Oh, yeah. I'm done seeking your approval, Dad. I'm moving to Mexico. And I'm going to teach English down there, Dad. That sounds horrible. I'm going anyway he goes. He's miserable down there. He's just covered in mosquito bites. Does one of his little dances for his 3rd grade Mexican child class. And then at the end, they're all just sitting there, and he's like, oh, please clap. and they're all like,
Yeah, you could probably make Jeb Bush kinky.
maybe. I just think, no, because that makes him, like, I want him to be the blandest fucking vanilla bean cream ice cream.
Doing, like, the 2 pump on his wife, and he's like, please clap.
Yeah. Seriously. Like, if there's a sex scene in it, it needs to be him 2 pump chumping, and then, like, the wife just laying there bored. And then he's like, aren't you going to say anything? Was it good for you? He's just never gets any kind of validation from anybody in his life, ever. It's a sad story, honestly. It's like reverse Forrest Gump in my mind. Directed by Joel and Ethan Cohen. Yeah, it could work. I could see it. Kind of miss when politicians were funny. Hey, Jeb is still out there.
Yeah.
He's still a politician.
He didn't have a chance in 2020 because Trump was already there, but he's
eyeballing.
68. That's young.
Yep, he's eyeballing 2024 like a hawk. And he will rise like a phoenix from the ashes again. Don't count Jeb out yet. Now, George W. Bush, he's done. He was the president for fucking 8 years. He's literally just like, he paints now.
Yeah.
You know, but Jeb is still out there with that hunger and that fire. You made me laugh, $5. Well, thanks, Plutoid. Does Jeb say nuclear like George? Yeah, I don't know if he says nuclear. Maybe he does in my script, though.
I know that, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is, like, hinting that he's going to run in 2024.
It's going to be an ass clown fiesta in about 2 years, yo. Because people are going to start announcing their runs and the run up to 2024 and the primary challengers and the fucking, oh my God, dude. It is going to be not probably like next year it'll start, to be honest with you. You'll start to hear some of the fucking outliers vying for real after whatever happens in the midterms.
Yeah.
You'll start to see it.
Because the midterms are probably the best thing to run on.
Oh, yeah. Whatever goes down in the midterms is going to shape the political narrative for both sides, and you're going to get all kinds of crazy fucking presidential challengers coming out of the woodwork, dude. It's going to be nuts. Super significant chance that fucking Trump runs again. That's going to be nuts.
Quiet.
Because there's always that what if factor, you know what I mean? D.
Be quiet. They're leaving.
Dude, the way he's laying makes the penguin look like it's winking. Look. Penguin wink. Penguin wink.
I will say he's been slightly better.
Like, he's starting to
like a boof, but he doesn't do it the whole ass time that they're there.
I gotta tell you, dude, yeah, just a fucking privacy fence around this place would make all the difference for him, because he probably would wouldn't even fucking be aware of those people. We might even build him in like I've seen it before,
Yeah.
build him in like ports so that he can look out.
Yeah.
Because he does like surveying the neighborhood, and I don't want to take that from him. And it's pretty easy to do. Let's make these little areas where he can walk up to it and look out at the neighborhood. But having a privacy fence around this place would be crazy. Jeb is a mess. Jeb is a waste. I love the Vic Berger Jeb Bush cut thing. He's got like a super cut of all his Jeb Bush bits, and they're so funny. Jeb is a mess. Like Jeb getting fucked up by Trump in every debate.
Dude, you know, one of these days you gotta have like a all doggo stream. Like if you get all the dogs together.
Dude, I legitimately want to set up because like once summer comes around here, I'm going to be doing a lot more indoor streaming.
Yeah.
And so I want to set up a second camera that's on Dinor's bed and just have like a Dinor cam up all the time. I want to get that fucking laptop. I want to get one that's like yours, maybe a little more like a little higher end on the specs.
You probably want more storage on it just so you have extra.
Well, I'm actually thinking about going the other way with it. I might be able to get something like yours with a little bit higher specs, actually do the playing of the games on that, and then the streaming from my big PC.
Yeah.
The next election cycle is going to be for a total circus for R's and D's, and Trump's just out there like a turd in a toilet bowl nobody wants to flush. I know, dude. It's gonna be nuts.
I'd probably bet on Trump not running again, honestly.
You think?
Yeah. Well, it's like he doesn't have Twitter anymore, so.
Like I said, next year people are going to start announcing this shit. You don't think Trump's going to be around next year saying like, I'm running for president and blah. He's going to he's going to want to be one of the first people to announce. I don't know though. Maybe you're right.
Because he hasn't announced yet, and he announced it pretty early before 2016, so.
I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I just feel like the Twitter thing wounded his ego too much.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson can't run. He's Canadian.
Yeah. Although Ted Cruz is also Canadian.
Oh, well, technically. Or is he?
No? Is that the peacock again? I heard him last night, too.
Did you?
Yeah. You were already asleep, but...
Fucking peacocks. Ted Cruz. Lion Ted. Canadian Ted. I don't know. Yeah, I would say it's probably like a coin flip whether Trump runs on, if I'm honest about it. Like, I think that there's a good chance that Trump's just not capable of running.
Yeah.
Like just mentally and physically, just not capable of doing it again. But I'd say there's also a chance that he doesn't even fucking care about that. And there's enough political will in this country to at least justify a run, so. And then it's Joe Biden versus Donald Trump again, probably. But there's a number of fucking crazies waiting in the...
If they let Joe Biden run again, that's also a coin flip.
That's true. I mean, Joe Biden could get primaried out.
Or not even primaried out, but just bow out.
Right. Hand it over to fucking Kamala, so it might be like Trump versus Kamala.
Yeah. Because he pretty much admitted that he wanted to be a one-term president. Remember earlier?
Yeah, that's right. In front of donors,
Yeah.
he talked about wanting to be a one-term president, a transition to blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that means that his VP pick is necessarily the person that he has in mind for that, though.
Yeah.
Like, he might just decide not to run and force her to run on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, I don't know that she does anything.
Yeah,
She never successfully primaried anywhere.
Yeah, she had already dropped out before the primary
Yeah.
started.
So not a single state ever cast a vote for Kamala Harris for president ever. And now somehow she's the VP. So yeah, good luck with that shit. Which means it's another straight up fucking shaved ape circus on the fucking DNC side of things, dude. It's gonna be Mayor Pete Buttigieg back again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same old clown car, dude.
Dude, I lived in Indiana when he was running, and no one around there cared about Pete Buttigieg.
Dude, you know John Delaney's got money to fucking finance another run at it, so he'll be back. We'll be seeing fucking Hot Dog Man back up on stage. Dude, it's 2022. Prepare your pooper, for hence has come the Hickenlooper. You know he's gonna be back. You know Hickenlooper's gonna be back in it. It's gonna be the same clown car, dude. Does Pete have a dump truck booty?
Not compared to Trump. Trump's the biggest dump truck.
Yeah, dude. Trump has got that like heart-shaped booty that's just like you could see if Trump like knew how to twerk, he could get the individual booty cheek going.
Dynor, enough.
Why?
Oh, you're so scary in your pink sweater. Terrifying.
Yeah, it'll be Mayor Pete. It'll be
I'd like Marianne Williamson to run again.
just for the memes.
Yeah.
Psychic mama Marianne Williamson
Like,
comes
she's
back.
still like being like a pretty active commentator on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah. You know, Bernie? Question mark.
I doubt it. He's burned people twice now.
Yeah, but people love to feel the burn. People love to feel that burn. Everybody just kind of goes like, Bernie's done. And I'm just like, is he though?
Let's see, how old is he now?
Bernie's like 82 or some shit, right?
I don't think he's quite there yet.
Or 80? 78?
He is 79.
Right. I was in the zone. So by 2022, he'll be 80.
Yeah.
Dude. Bernie? Question mark. Cerny Banders? Question mark. One more time for the sweet souvenir with Bernie Sanders, you think? He'd be 82 by the time he could get elected. Think about the 777 jackpot opportunity we almost had, dude. Bernie is Prez, Dem House, and Senate. When is that going to happen again? Capital N, never. That's why he was scuttled. It was just like, nope, no, this is not happening. We need to get status quo Joe up in there.
Yeah, they don't actually want an effective presidency.
Yeah, that's why 2 years before the election, I called it for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Because he was the most status quo politician on the stage and the one that was most entrenched in politics, still had connections to the Obama machine and the Clinton machine. And I was like, he's going to be the one. I called it way back when. Who do you call now? I mean, there's really no way to call it. If Trump runs, he'll be the front runner on the Republican side of things for sure. I'd see Ted Cruz probably sticking his little rat weasel face into it again. Like, I really do think we're going to see a lot of the same old candidates. John McAfee, yeah, dude. Trump Palin. Oh my God, bro. Can you imagine? Trump Palin, and then Trump croaks of a massive heart attack like one day into office, and we have President Palin. It could happen. I don't know. I think Sarah Palin's pretty done. You're right. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is there anybody on the squad that's getting in the zone? Isn't Rashida Tlaib starting to approach the age barrier for presidency, which isn't it 35? Or am I wrong about that? It's 35, right? That's Senate? Well, what's the age bracket for fucking president then? I'm pretty sure it's 35, but somebody could look it up for me real quick. Yeah, it's 35. I'm going to say one thing that you guys know you're going to see, and you're going to hate me for it. You're going to hate me for it, but I'm going to say one thing, and then that's all I'll have to say about it. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Some angry birdies.
Angry birds, dude. Where's the pigs? All right, I'm going to say one thing about this upcoming electoral cycle, and you guys are going to know. President Trump was fond on the campaign trail of calling me Snow Woman. Well, I responded to him on Twitter and I said, Snow Woman, I'd like to see how your hair fares in a blizzard. You know Snow Woman is coming back, dude. You know she's coming back. You know, dude.
Yeah. Dude, she had total control over the inauguration. She spoke like 4 separate times.
Yep. Elizabeth Warren, too. It's Louis C.K. ghostwriting for this broad. She's coming back. You know, dude. You know she's coming back. Dude, there's peafowl real close to us. There was one right over here behind these bushes.
Yeah. That's why you think they're all up in arms.
I think they're just wild peafowl, dude. They're just fucking flying around.
Do you think that's why those birds were all like kerfluffled?
Probably. Might have been over in the fucking field over there, but they were close. They sounded like they were coming from over here the last time we heard them. This time I heard them over here. And it's got all these birds that live in the bushes all in a fucking Hufflepuff. I haven't seen them yet. Elizabeth Warren is a snake. She'll be back. And she will bring with her her 128th Cherokee Indian as well. Did you know a group of bunnies are called a fluffle? Did you make that up, bro? That sounds made up.
Let's see. Verify.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pause on you, and if this turns out to be bullshit, I'm banning you. So your life is on the line.
It is called a fluffle.
Holy shit, that is adorable. Nope, you're verified. You're not banned. That's fucking adorable. A fluffle of bunnies. Yep. Makes me want to cry. It's so cute. They have the whole fucking neighborhood in a tizzy.
Yeah.
I wonder if peafowl are like trying to go after the same shit, or do they eat eggs?
I don't know.
I don't know nothing about no peacocks.
You know what peacocks also eat? Scorpions.
We need one. Need a peacock or two immediately.
Fucking scorpions, dude.
Seeds, insects, and small fruits. Sick. Sounds good to me. Just turned 20 on the 10th. Love the t-shirt merch. Much love from a fan. Well, congratulations on being 20. Only one more year until your brain's actually fully developed. Congratulations. You're almost a fully formed human being. Enjoy it. Enjoy your 20s. Chase your star, man. Chase your dreams. Take chances. That's what the 20s are for. Why live somewhere with scorpions? New England takes home another W.
I mean, we're not saying that we have scorpions. Just
No.
that peacocks eat scorpions.
Yeah, if there were scorpions around here, a peacock could take care of that shit. '20s are for panicking and landing in a job. Yeah, you're probably right. All right, I'm done. I'll see you guys later. Bye.